Hey guys, this video today is about reducing balance depreciation. This is a more complicated form of depreciation. It's actually the more realistic one and the more used in real life. This is a kind of depreciation where the book value, the value of the item at any particular time, is depreciated by a constant percent. So not a constant dollar amount. It doesn't go down 25,000 every time. It actually goes down by a constant percentage of the book value each time. So if something is going down in price all the time and it's always, say, a 20% depreciation, it's actually going to reduce in price slower and slower, because the book value, the value of the item at that point, is always getting less and less. So if the book value is getting less and less, even though it's a constant percentage, 20% of, say, 100 is 20. But then if it reduces by 20 down to 80, what is 20% of 80? Well, that's going to be less than 20% of 100. So this means that there's more depreciation early in the life and less later. So the only easiest way to show you how this works is to do an example. I'm going to put it straight on the table, and it's going to be a $100,000 item depreciated under the reducing balance method. The question is going to be very clear what kind of depreciation they want to use, and we're going to go with the easy 50% per annum. So this type of depreciation, instead of you looking at the annual depreciation and knowing that each time, like in straight line depreciation, you can fill it down and then work out the book value by subtracting each of those. Okay, each of those. You would know all this, so it's very easy to fill down. This type of depreciation is going to be based around knowing the book value, and then you work out these other two based on what the book value is every time. So you have to start off with age 0 years again, and yeah, there's not going to be any depreciation happening in the very in the 0th year, because it hasn't been owned yet. So we said the item was worth 100,000 to start off with, so there has been no depreciation in total. After 1 year, we've said the reducing balance depreciation for this example is 50% per year. So how do you work out 50% of something? You times it by 0.5. If you do 0.5 times 100,000, you're going to get 50,000. So from your calculation, you're going to work out that after the first year, the item is worth half as much, 50,000. So how much is it depreciated in that first year? 50,000. And the cumulative in total, how much is depreciated from the beginning? Again, 50,000. And just like I said before, you're always, it doesn't matter what kind of depreciation you're doing, you're always checking this. These two columns, book value and the cumulative depreciation, for any particular year should add up to 100,000, the original book value. Not 100,000 for every question. These two should add up to the original book value for any particular year. So let's move on to the next. So again, you're always filling this column down for reducing balance. 50,000 and depreciates by 50% in the year. So what is 50% of 50,000? It's going to be 25,000. So your book value is going to end up half of 50,000, which is going to be 25,000 book value at year 2. So how much did it depreciate? How much did it depreciate in year 2? Well, 50,000 take 25,000 is going to be 25,000 depreciation in that particular year. And overall, what is depreciation? 75,000. And again, check. 25,000 plus 75,000 is going to add up to 100,000. So going into year 3, starting with book value again. What is half of 25,000? It's going to be 12,500. So it's depreciated in that year by half again, 12,500. So the overall depreciation is going to be 87,500. And again, just check 87,500 plus 500, 88,000 plus 2,000, 90,000 plus 10,000, 100,000. So these two are going to add up to the book value again. Like I said, that's your check. Once again, book value, we need a half. 12,500. The book value is going down half each time. And now that's one I can't do in my head. Although, like I said, I'll probably check 7 by 9 in my head if I had a chance. Check that on the calculator if I had a chance. 12,500 times by 0.5. So the book value is going to be 62.50. The end of year 4. So how much did it go down? It went down 62.50. So the total depreciation, the cumulative, at that point is going to be 93,750, and one more half of 6,250.5 times by 6,250. So the book value after year 5 is going to be 3,125. It depreciated 3,125 in the 5th year, and so the total depreciation, the cumulative, is going to be 96. So hopefully, as you see, because it's going down by half each time, 100,000 to start off with, half of that, half of 50,000. This is half of 25,000. This is half of 12,500. This is half of 62.50. The book value is never actually going to reach 0. It's always going to half of a half of a half of a half. So you're never going to actually get an example where you have to worry about a residual value for reducing balance, because there's always going to be a residual value. And that's how you fill out the table. You work out book values first, and then you can fill out the cumulative and annual depreciation after you've worked that out. And just to help you out with finding the book value, because sometimes you might be asked to find the book value straight away at, say, year 4, you do actually have a formula for that. That's from the book. Formula. Reducing balance book value. It's not going to be on one line because I've only left half a page here. Equals what it says in the book: original cost times by 1 take r to the power of n, where r is the rate of depreciation. You're going to express it as a decimal. Rate of depreciation. The writing in these videos gets worse, I think, because the system's running out of RAM. Where r is the rate of depreciation as a decimal, and where n is the number of years. So that formula allows you to find the book value, the book value at any number of years straight away, instead of having to work it out each time. Work out what 50% of this is, work out what 50% of that is, work out what 50% of that is, and then subtract it. You can actually work out what the book value is going to be at any point in time using this formula that is also provided in the book. So hopefully that helps. Don't forget that if you are using that formula, you have to express this rate as a decimal. So the depreciation rates are always expressed as a percentage, so you divide by 100 if you want it to be a decimal. and is in the number of years, and that's about it. So that is reducing balance depreciation. I've shown you how to put it into a table. You concentrate on the book value and you fill in the other columns once you have done that. And here is a formula to find the book value for a reducing balance setup. Reducing balance setup at any point in time, as long as it's in years. So hopefully that helps, and I will see you in the next video. Mr. T out.